Hey guys, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with Nitro. Well, there's a little challenge posted up on the KSP forums that I took a look at, and I wanted to give it a try here. So the challenge is called Kerbal Rescue, and you get a save file, and your job is to rescue all the Kerbals that are stranded in various places across the solar system. So I've decided to accept that challenge, and this is a save file that you get right here. So I wanted to start up a little mini series here where I can just go and rescue all these Kerbals. So let's open up our tracking station here, and you can see all these guys are landed in various locations here. Now, Jeb is actually on an escape trajectory out of the solar system, which is not good. We need to save him, but I have 15 days until he reaches Periapsis here, and his ship does have a few Separatrons on it, so you can burn those at Periapsis, and it will actually reestablish a very, very high orbit, but it's still an orbit nonetheless around the sun. So I'm going to do that in 15 days once he gets there in the Kerbal time. We got one guy trapped here around the sun, one guy landed on Moho. They're just in all different sorts of areas. I see you put one here on Eve. That was actually my suggestion on the forums. There wasn't one originally there on Eve, but I'm going to go and try and save him. Let's see. I kind of want to see where he put him, if he actually put him on that mountain. Eve, 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 Eve. Where is Eve? Who is this? Oops. I guess I switched right to it. Okay. How the heck? No, that's Gilly. Aw, man. Yeah, that's not Eve. Alright, so maybe we'll get one on Eve later if he decides to add that. I want him to put one like up on the highest elevation point on Eve, but Gilly, that's no problem. We can do that. But if there was a pod actually on Eve that I had to attach to somehow and get off of there in all stock parts, then I think I would have a few challenges to overcome. But that's enough of that. So let's go ahead and find out which guy I can actually save first. I think I'll just start with the people that are closest around Kerbin, since they're the easiest to get back here. So Gencan's ship. Let's go ahead and see what he's got. I do want to just try and land all these guys at the Kerbal Space Center if I can. So let's see what we got here. It's all dark. We got a pod with a parachute and Gencan in it. So there's not an attachment node over here, so I'm going to have to use the claw to grab the ship and deorbit it, I guess. Well, I guess I can just change the orbit, actually. Let's see what we got here. 102 and 258. Alright. And who's this? Wise. He's on the moon. I don't know if I want to go for moon or this guy. I guess I can do something a little bit better here. I guess I'll go for the moon. So the moon will be a little bit more interesting because then I actually have to do a landing and get him off the moon. So let's check out. That'll be our first mission. I'll get this guy off the moon. So that is map free. Map free. I swear I'm blind today. Here we go. Map free. Oh, he's way up there, huh? Now, there's actually like bonus points that you get if you return their ship to the to Kerbin, but I'm not really sure if all that is possible with some of these. I guess I could pick this thing up with a claw ship or something like that, or drive it onto a platform maybe, and then get that platform off the surface. I think that's doable. So let's see, we got a Rove core here, 2 of those, and almost about 3 wide. So I think that's doable actually, to just land a platform over here and get him off the surface. This isn't really the best landing zone because it is at an angle. as you can see here, we're on this nasty slope. So I think my best shot is to either get in the bottom of one of these craters or go over here, and I quite like this crater over on this side. We got a bunch of thermo generators on here, so we should be able to just drive this thing over there, hopefully, without crashing. Oh, that's cool. Got colored lights. So as long as I don't go faster than, like 10 meters a second or something like that, I should be fine. Not really sure how long I'll take to get over to that crater. Or right here actually seems pretty good. Maybe I don't. Ooh boy. Maybe I don't have to go all the way down to that crater. This looks kind of level. Right up here actually, that looks perfect. So I'm gonna go up here to the right, and that looks like a perfect spot. So I don't have to go all the way down to this crater here. So the thing is, I gotta land a platform. And if I landed at a slope or some angle or something, it's gonna be a little harder to precisely land it next to this thing, unless it's a rover itself, which I might have to engineer. So I want to try to find the flattest, safest spot to land in the vicinity. So I think that's going to be this area, because this looks pretty good, because it levels off right here. Yeah, this looks good. I'm just like turning the camera to look at the slope so you can see here it's pretty flat in this little area. So I like this. This looks real good. So let's slow down and hit the brakes, and we're good. So I'm going to pick him up from right here and engineer my ship at the Space Center. And once that ship is engineered, I'm going to launch it and get it out there, and I'll resume the recording once I have a ship ready to go in orbit and we're ready to send it out to the moon. Alright, so here I have the rover ramp capture vehicle for the moon that I've devised here. And I had a small problem with my keyboard with the control key got stuck and I had no idea what was going on. And so I had to restart it. So I wasn't able to revert this flight, but that gives me a chance to test out the landing capabilities of this thing, which I'm going to do now. So this thing does have RCS capability, and once I capture the rover in here, I plan on hooking it onto this claw once we're actually up in orbit and there's no gravity. And then just carrying it all the way back to Kerbin. And then I should be able to land the rover on this rover platform here on the actual surface. And I have landing gear here on the bottom, and then I also have these two landing legs here to secure it while it's on the platform. So go ahead and use my parachutes here. Those two are already deployed nicely. These other ones will deploy about 1,000 meters, I think. That might be a little too late. There we go. So all these parachutes seem to work pretty good. And I'll probably just use the engines here to give us a nice soft landing. I got a couple of lights in here too, for just in case we land on the dark side of the moon. I'll be able to deal with that. And I'm going to refuel the transfer stage I got for this thing in order to take it out to the moon. locks on, and there we go. So that worked out nicely. It could have gone worse, but everyone is alive, and I think this will do the job of getting our stranded Kerbal on the moon with his little rover all the way back to Kerbin. Now I just have to set up the rest of this vehicle and refuel it once it's in orbit with all the attachments and everything on it, and then I should be good to go to send it out for the first mission. And that pod that I had there with that Kerbal in it, I'm not actually going to have on the final design because, or that pod with the Kerbal in it won't have that specific Kerbal in it. It'll carry our stranded Kerbal mat-free in it just so he's safe while I transfer everything. So that's a plan. So once I get that craft and everything up in orbit, we should be good to go here. Actually, I'll just show you the launch vehicle and then launch it here now, since I have to do that for the challenge requirements anyways. So this thing is the rover lift. And here is the full launch vehicle. So I'm using the new fuel rockets that we have here, and this is just everything attached on here. So what I'll end up with in space is going to be these 4 outer large tanks, and they're going to be about almost about half full, and then I'll just refuel those, and then this will act as my transfer stage to get out to the moon and then also bring us back, because that should be plenty of fuel to complete the mission. All I have to do is attach a small pod or something up here, and well, do I even need to do that? I guess I do. Yeah, I'm gonna need a separate transfer stage actually to get all the way back, because I can't land this entire thing. That's right. So these are the deorbit engines and landing engines in case I need them. I should have enough fuel left in these large tanks to actually supply everything, but that'll be fine. So we don't need you. He's my only Kerbal. Oh man. Alright, so here we go. Let's launch this thing up into orbit. And just for the sake of saving time of this video, I'm only going to show one refuel mission, because I think I'm going to have to launch up several refuelers. Or maybe just 2. I don't know, we'll see. However many I need to refuel what's left out of this thing, I'll just do. So here we go. Oh man. Heck. It's more light than I have on this thing. I only have these 2 lights. Crazy. Let's double check everything just so it's all good. Looking now on the forum thing, I see that this Kerbal's only worth 20 points. Let's see. Alright, my connections are still good. I was wondering if those broke. Yes, this guy on the moon is only worth 20 points. Got a couple on here that are worth several thousand, so I'm gonna have to go for some of them later. But I'll just get these easy ones first, and then I'll go for the more difficult ones later. I'll probably get this guy in orbit around Kerbin over here next in the next video because he's pretty easy to get. Don't have to land him at KSC, so I might as well just land him up here at the North Pole or something, because his orbit does pass by it, and that's pretty flat terrain up there. That should be a really quick mission, actually. I want to get the guy on the moon. So, I didn't quite follow my flight path that I thought I would. But as long as we get up here to 100,000 meters, we're good. So who's this? This is Gencan. And he's worth the least amount of points, of course. He's only worth 10 points. So I might as well go get him quickly. Probably, well, since I'm just launching this right now, I can just launch a quick rescue mission up there and get him, I suppose. Because what I gotta do, right, is wait till the orbit of Kerbin is over here, and then launch and head into a polar orbit, and then rendezvous with him. He's not exactly on 90 degrees here, as we can see. He's a little off, like 85 or so, or 80 degrees, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta launch a claw up there. Alright, so we are in orbit. Let's get over here to apoapsis and circularize. Did I even jettison? I did. Okay, I forgot. These things have so much fuel. Keep an eye on that. Looks like my inclination's off too, but that doesn't really matter right now. I can fix that later. And there we go. So 100, 200, 3, pretty good. I'll take that. And I don't have any Kerbals on board, because I don't need them. So let's retract that landing gear. And the other stuff doesn't deploy yet, and I do have a hotkey set up, so that way I can actually move this thing down and the ramp will touch the ground, so only half the landing gear will go up, so it actually creates a natural ramp with the way that I engineered it. So I just gotta get this thing pointed the right direction now, so it's easier for me to dock with it and refuel it. And these are of course empty, so I'm gonna need about 1.5 tanks of fuel each. So that's 6 extra large fuel tanks to refuel this sucker, and I don't really feel like launching all of that up all at once, so I'm gonna have to do a couple refuel missions with refueling 2 tanks at a time. But that shouldn't take too long. So there we go, we pointed anti-normal, which is what I want. Turn that light off, and this guy's in orbit. So I'm going to do some refueling here, and I'll resume the recording with the last refueling mission, just so you can see how I do it with the exact same ship each time. Alright, so before I forget, I do need to go and rescue Gencan first, and this is the ship that's going to get the job done. So I got a claw here, a lander unit on top, and a Delta Force style rocket. I had to space these things out a little bit further apart than I normally would, because when they banana peel out, the center engine was overheating and exploding, so I fixed that, so now it won't explode, and we're ready to go rescue Gencan before I do my refueling missions and go and try to get map free on the moon. let's go ahead and launch this once Kerbin is in position. I can go bring this guy down on probably the North Pole region, or back at the KSC, depending on how far we rotate away from it. So we are here, our target is there. Let's go ahead and time warp ahead here. And that looks good. Yep, so we are ready to launch, and that's Gen Can's ship. So I need to head, let's see, need to head the other way. So here we go. There we go. So that's a clean separation. That's what I wanted. So I'll just get this up to about 80,000 and then circularize, and I should see where I'm at in relation to Genkan's ship here. And I can plot all my new maneuvers and stuff after this here. Even though he's on a much higher orbit, I'll still be fine. So let's see, almost to orbit. Alright, so now we're in space. Let's go ahead and get up here to apoapsis. It looked a bit far. We're fine. Okay, so set that as the target. And I got a bit of maneuvering here to do. So that's a sending node. Got a descend here. 0.0. That looks good. So looks like I'll have plenty of fuel to get this done. Got the majority of that tank left. I'll go ahead and use RCS to speed up the turning process. Since I have plenty of it, I'll keep an eye on it though. It's turning pretty good with RCS. I'm not worried about running out of fuel. If I can find this node, that would be great. There it is. Alright. Let's go ahead and burn here. Alright. So, 101, that's fine. Periapsis, so I need to burn here. Right, like that. So that's a small little burn. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, I'm gonna need the help of RCS turn. Hopefully I didn't do too much. Alright, that looks good. So that puts us pretty much in line with it. Alright, so let's see. Don't want to do anything crazy like that. Get rid of that node. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna bring it in just a tad here. So that gives us 105 and 84. I can do that. 0.9 it looks like. So that's our maneuver, and that is in 48 minutes. So that is the plan. That'll get us directly in line with it, and I can just attach and send Gen Can back down to the surface. There should probably be a bit of extra points here for getting them back at the KSC, since it does take a little bit more precision landing to pull that off. In fact, I should probably set that up. That'd be a good idea to set up a flag down there or a ship on the launch pad, just so I have a marker to let me know where to go. Alright. In fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna land these guys at the KSC. I just have to set it up, which will be real quick. Alright, so that's our maneuver node, and boop, there we go. So I do want to fine tune that just a bit here. Oops. Alright, so 0.9 looks like it's as close as we're gonna get. Well, that's fine. So speed it up here till we get our intercept. Actually, that looks like it'll turn out great because the KSC will be over here somewhere, and I should be able to pop it down right on top of it. I hope. Not sure how precise I can be with that. I've done precision landings on like Moho, but I haven't done on Kerbin all that much. So here we go. We're coming into our target a little fast. And there it is. Got plenty of time to correct though. Let's just make sure that my prograde is on top of the target marker. Just like that. Got lots of RCS, so that's good. There we go. Alright, coming in a bit quick. So 50 meters a second should be fine for now until we get within 1,000 meters. And then I'll cut it in half, and we should be good for our intercept. Alright, so not quite in half, but pretty close. What I'm doing here is just playing with the retrograde marker and keeping it on top of this pink retro target marker, because that's how you do intercepts really easily. Just want to keep that center of the green marker on the center of the pink marker. And then just wait until we get close. I can speed this up a little bit here. Alright, coming in. Just try to get it right above my ship here. Oops, too much. Alright. Come on. Alright. To flip this thing around. I'm passing over the pole, so the whole nav ball's changing while I'm doing this. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and aim right at it. Oh boy. Come on, RCS, don't fail me. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and switch to this. This might cause problems because that claw has a bug in it right now, but we'll see how well this goes. So if I aim that way, that's going to be off. If I aim like that, that should put us in line. Switch back here. So let's go ahead and arm this thing. And I don't have RCS on this, so might as well just detach here. Well, maybe not. Let's see what my translation controls are like. Can't see anything. So K is what I want. Too much. Yeah, I might have to eject this stage, it's causing problems. In fact, let's do that. I don't need that stage anymore. And it's gonna make us fly into the darn thing. Okay. Easy there. Hope I'm hitting the right button. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get right on that center mass. Nope. I didn't quite grab it right where I wanted it to. Let's just go ahead and release it. And let's see. I want to move up just a hair. Right about that. That looks good. So now let's go back and then forward. Grab it. There we go. So it's a little better. Looks fine. Alright. So now we want to try and land at the KSC, which means we're definitely going to have to do another full orbit. It looks like. And I have to do 2 orbits. 2 orbits should be fine. Right? Yeah. It's gonna be close. I'm gonna have to adjust it in order to land right where I want to. Alright, so while the ship is over here, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the Space Center and set up the precision landing right here at the KSC. So let's see, go ahead and get rid of all this debris. Alright, so debris is gone. Now I need a marker. Okay, so make a new ship, and this is how you do this if you want to do precision landings at the Kerbal Space Center. This is how it's done. So we're gonna get one guy like that, and a little tank, little engine, and let's see, some little landing legs, and these guys, right like that. And we're gonna call this, oops, KSC. And we need one parachute, or 2 parachutes, I guess. So, yeah, 4 parachutes. That might be extreme. I guess I don't need the probe here. Let's get this guy. One of those. And I just need this little parachute. Alright, and save that. We're good to go. So what I'm doing with this is you make a marker at the Kerbal Space Center, and then once you're up in space in your craft, you can target this guy on the ground, and it gives you a target marker to land back at the KSC. So let's just put this somewhere here. Alright, so it should be right up on top of the roof. Let's see where it's gonna put me. Right there, okay. There we go. So this is our little marker. It's going to tell us where the KSC is, and then if I want to land, I just have to be within a couple 100 meters of this craft. So that's what that's for, and it can stay here permanently because it's got infinite power. So now just go back to the Space Center and go back to our flight, and then I should be able to land really close to it. This is also how you do precision landings on the ground. If you have one craft already stationed on the ground like this, you can see here it's a probe. You can land really close to it. I don't want that. Where's my ship? It's gen cans, right? Yeah. So if you have anything on any other planet where you like landed a lander or something, you want to land like say a rover or something right next to it. It's not right on the center of mass, but you just target the ship and it will it'll show up. So what we do here is a KSC. We set that as our target, and see now in the nav ball we have a target marker for where the KSC is, and that'll allow me to land next to it as long as you get your orbit close, because that's really the key here. It looks like we're gonna pass it, which is no bueno. Right at the top here, so we're coming down. So I gotta plot a maneuver node here. It looks like bring us. See, we gotta be a little ahead of it, and then we wanna go down like that. So let's see what we're getting here. Oh, I got a plan for atmospherics too, so that sucks. Alright, so I think that will do it. We'll see how much it moves in between now and that maneuver node. So I gotta keep an eye on it here. It's moving a little bit, but we should be close. So here we go. Alright, so I had to activate those other engines just to get close. Alrighty. So we're coming in, and when I'm about over it, I'm gonna have to do another maneuver. I can already see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another maneuver right here. I'm gonna have to change inclination. Kind of a great deal too. And then also like that, right? Seems like a bit much. I kind of used up all my fuel. Yeah, I'm out of fuel. And I don't think RCS is really gonna help. Oh well. Probably should have kept the rest of that booster stage, would have been fine. So yeah, we're not gonna make it. We came close. That's all that matters. So this is speed up. Yeah, we're gonna miss by miles. But ideally, what you would do is you would do the same thing you would do for docking, and you would try to get this marker over that marker, and you could land right at the KSC if you wanted to. But it looks like we're going in the ocean. I didn't have enough fuel. If I had the rest of that booster stage, I probably could have done it. I'll do it with the next guy. Okay, so Gen Can should be fine. We got plenty of parachutes here. Not sure how well this thing will land. We'll probably destroy the majority of the ship, but we'll see. Cushion the landing with the landing gear. Not that that'll help at all. Yes, we missed it by 86 kilometers. Come on. There we go. So we're going to hit the water at roughly 8 meters a second. We'll see if he survives. He's alive. That's all that matters. Alright, so Gen Can is back home safely on day 1, I guess. I don't know. That looks right. I'm not sure what time this is actually. Apparently there's like a time setting somewhere. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, Gen Can is back home safely. So that's, 10 points times whatever the math is for that. So I'll just leave them there for now. So since he's there, let's go back to the main menu. And let's see what we got for the settings. Here we go, Kerbin time. So if we disable that, then that's Earth time. Okay. Right, 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. Okay, so let's apply that. Alright, so let's see how long that took. So Gen Can right here. So it says 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 31 seconds. And all of these guys have only a few hours right now. So if that's, on year 1 and it only took 6 hours, which isn't even a day, and you're dividing by days, it's not even 1 day yet. So that's a full 10 points, right? I hope. So if that's 10 points, I gotta go over Matt Free next, and that would be 20 points if I get him back here in a timely manner. But that might take 2 days. So there's Gen Can. He is alive and accounted for. 6 hours, 10 minutes for him. So take care of all the junk. All Gen Can's ship. Alright, so that's all that. So Now I gotta do is do the refueling of the rover lift and get the rest of the parts out there, and then I'm gonna send a mission out to the moon and get Matt free. So that'll be next, and I'll resume the recording once I'm launching up my last refueling ship. Alright, so I'm back, and this is the final refueler XL that I have to put fuel in the rover pickup. So this is basically just an 8 times symmetry of these double tanks around here with these fuel lines attached to them. I've already jettisoned several of them, as you can see, and just getting up to orbit now, which we have achieved. Alright, so here's our rover lift I have over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get us an intercept, and then when I'm ready to come in for docking, I'll resume the recording at that point. Alright, so here we go. I am at my ship and ready to go for the final docking of the refueling vessel. Just gotta get this thing aligned here. And hope it stops swaying back and forth. This thing's really a pain in the butt to try and dock. Boy, way too far. Oh boy. I think I hit the docking port a little bit. Come on. Stop swaying. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And of course I ran out of monopropellant. Wonderful. Oh, we're touching. Okay, guess I gotta do it with this Stupid thing. Oh, for criminy. Really getting the feeling I'm gonna run out of RCS before I get this darn thing docked. Yeah. Ran out of RCS on both of them, so I'm gonna have to relaunch this stupid thing. I never thought I'd run out of RCS on it. Damn it. That's ridiculous. The amount of RCS that thing took up. Okay. I'll realign this. It's just not cooperating either. Can't even turn it with the SAS power. There we go. Alright, well, I'll launch another one. Alright, so here we are back over at the rover, and, well, not the rover, but the rover lifter with my new refueler. I'm just finishing aligning it up here for docking, and we should be good. I packed a bunch more fuel this time, so now I got 4350 instead of whatever I had last time. I think it was somewhere around like 1,000 or something. So yeah, should be able to dock. There we go. Excellent. So these are full. Damn it. Alright, there we go. So it was the same process as before. I just added some more RCS on it this time so that way I could refuel the ship. So that should do fine. And these are just the last two tanks I need to fill up, and then I need to attach the next part of the ship to this rover lifter, and then we're good to go to send it out to the moon and retrieve our stranded Kerbal. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do here after I'm done refueling this thing is I'm just going to end the episode here and then pick up right where I leave off on this episode in the next episode so we can rescue that Kerbal from the moon in that crater. Because I do stuff to design a ship and it's getting a little late. So that'll be the plan. Alright, so it's fully fueled and ready to go. And yeah, so next episode I'll just pick up right here and I'll have my the rest of the ship that I need to attach here ready to go for docking, and then we can launch this thing over to the moon. I just need like a small pod to carry our Kerbal in, and what else? I need a small ship with enough fuel to return this whole thing back to Kerbin. So probably half of one of these large tanks should be enough with some small engines, and then that should be good. There we go. So he's all the way out of fuel. Alright. So this guy now has full fuel. And we're ready to go. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode, and I'll have my ship ready to go for the trip out to the moon.